Do you ever feel stuck? That nothing you do makes a difference in how much money you make or keep in your business? I believe there is something inside of us. We don't recognize it. We can't name it. We can't even hear it, but it gets in our way. And it will stop us until we uncover and clear it so we can finally realize our potential. I went straight from college to Harvard Law School because honestly, what are you going to do with an English major? And I was a litigator for 9 years. But I was miserable. I was clinically depressed, and I can diagnose myself because I went back to school, got my master's in marriage and family therapy, and then practiced therapy for over 17 years. And that was better, but it still wasn't a fit. I wanted to help people create fulfilling lives, not just manage symptoms of depression and anxiety. Now, I know that's important. It just wasn't my path. So I started this little coaching business on the side. It quickly evolved to helping other women business owners get rid of the rules and beliefs and fears that they'd internalized in their subconscious. I figured I knew a little bit about that. I had been trying for years to grow my little business, to make enough money so that I could finally leave my therapy practice. And I worked hard at it. I learned how to network, how to draft marketing copy, how to record videos, create funnels, you name it. I did it, and nothing moved the needle. I procrastinated, avoided. I sabotaged myself. I did things I wasn't even aware of to keep myself and my business small. Until I brought in this weird technique, EFT or tapping, that I had learned in the therapy world. And I used it to uncover and get rid of my own subconscious blocks. And I had a ton of them. Blocks around being successful, about being visible, about hiring people and working less hard. And yeah, I had a metric ton of those profitability money blocks. And as I released my money blocks, my business started to grow. And I found myself doing the same thing for my coaching clients. Eventually, I left the therapy world. I actually brought my husband in as a business partner. And now I work with business owners from all over North America and Europe to get rid of their subconscious blocks so they can reach their goals, including their money goals. Today, I want to tell you how to recognize and clear your own subconscious money blocks so that you never have to feel stuck in your business again. Okay, let's do this. There are 3 steps to clearing a subconscious money block. First one is to recognize that you have one. And honestly, if you've got money issues, you probably have more than one money block. Most everyone does. Then you want to uncover what block or blocks are holding you back. And then you want to release those blocks. And I do that with using EFT or tapping. So let's take a look at step 1. How do you know that you have a money block? Well, it can show up in a number of different ways. There are signs, though. Here are some of the obvious ones. The most common one, you never seem to make as much as you know you should be able to. Your business has the potential for more, and others in the industry make more. But no matter what you do, you never seem to get to that potential. Now, sometimes it's not what you are not doing. You know the action you need to take, but you're not able to make yourself take that action to make more money. So no matter what you do or don't do, you can't reach your potential. For example, I've seen a number of women who were not able to raise their rates. Even though they did great work, they were over-delivering, they were charging less than the industry standards. Their clients really valued them. They might have known all of these things, but it didn't make a difference. They could not bring themselves to raise their rates. Then another example of a sign of a money block is making about the same amount year after year, no matter what you do or don't do. It can be really weird. I heard of one company that made the same amount to the penny for several years running. And there was no obvious reason for that. I mean, they were selling different services to different clients each year, and yet they made that same amount every year. Now, it doesn't have to be so obvious, but if you're in that same range every year, that probably is telling you, oh, look, I got a money block. Another common sign is being on a money roller coaster. If you're on the money roller coaster, you make more one month, but then the next month or 2 or 3, you make less. And so it all comes out in wash and you never seem to get ahead. One client came to me because she would stop marketing when she had a good month or 2. She had good revenue for a month or 2, and then the next months would be lean until she picked up the marketing again. So that was that over and over again money roller coaster. And even though she knew she was doing it, she could not bring herself to just market steadily until we uncovered what was underneath in her subconscious, causing her to stop marketing and release it. Now, other clients have come to me realizing they're on a money roller coaster. Yeah, the money comes and goes, it comes and goes. I don't know what to do about that. But they didn't know what they were doing to make that happen. And I mean, we could figure it out. Maybe they were bringing a different energy to their networking or their sales calls. They were maybe a little desperate or something. Maybe their marketing copy just wasn't as good in the off months, right? It could be something else. We don't know. We don't need to know. All my clients could see when they came to me was that they were on a money roller coaster and they wanted off. Then there's the hole in the pocket syndrome. Money comes in, but it goes out right away. I had a client who came to me, made great money. She told me she knew she could make more money. It was easy for her. She just did it. But what was not happening was her holding on to it. She was always behind because she was spending more than was coming in. So she spent it on more marketing or ads or something in her business she didn't really need. She'd remodel the kitchen. She'd buy expensive presents for people, for herself, she'd send the kids off to expensive schools. I mean, it didn't matter how much money she made because there was always less. She'd always spent it and more by the end of the month. So she knew she was doing this. She realized that was the problem. She just couldn't stop herself from doing it until we uncovered what was driving that and released it. Now, other times, it's like the universe won't let you keep what you make. It's also hole in the pocket syndrome. Could be unexpected expenses come up whenever you get a little bit more money. I have one client who started her business. She made great money the first year, and then she had a flood in her office, and then she had to remodel and replace all the furniture, and it wiped out all of her profits. So back to work she goes. She gets ahead a bit again, and then the car breaks, and she has to replace that. And I think it was 2 more times that she'd make some money, and then it would get taken away by something happening. So it wasn't that she was spending it. It was that things were happening that she had to deal with. And of course, that took the money right out. So she comes to, and we went looking for what was underneath that experience for her. Now, I'll admit that's a pretty law of attraction woo-woo thing, but I've seen it happen more than once. So I'm going to let you know that if you got that kind of hole in the pocket experience, there's probably something in your subconscious, because once we release those subconscious rules, that experience stopped happening for my clients. Okay. And then here's another interesting one. A friend told me, she wasn't my client, but she was just talking to me about the experience that she had made about the same amount in her business every year. She was doing fine. She'd like more, but it was okay. And then one year, that year, she was looking at her taxes for the previous year, and she realized that she'd actually made 50% more that previous year than she did in her regular years. And she had nothing to show for it. She didn't know where that money went. It was just gone. That can be another experience that can show that there's something in your subconscious that won't let you have more, keep more. Now, it's not always about making or keeping money. Sometimes a money block is about letting yourself spend it. I've had clients who couldn't bring themselves to invest in their businesses, even though they knew it was the right next step. They to hire a team member, maybe give themselves some support, or hire a marketing company, something like that. But they could not bring themselves to do it, even though the money was there. I had a client who came to me who had everything set out. Everything was perfect. She made plenty of money in her business. She was fully supported by a great team, so she didn't have to overwork. Her retirement was fully funded. Her savings were very, very nicely set up. And in fact, she had a separate savings account that she had put into so that she had enough cash to pay for the car of her dreams. She really, really wanted, I think it was a Lamborghini. And she had the money there, and she knew she'd be fine if she spent it because she'd already saved for it. But she couldn't bring herself to buy that car until we used some tapping and we found out what was in there that wouldn't allow her to have that. Now, I have to say, several women I've worked with had blocks around buying the car they wanted. I don't know what it is about women in cars, but that has come up more than once. So the bottom line is, whether making it, keeping it, or spending it, if money isn't happening the way you want it, you've got a subconscious block and you can clear it.